So when we were children, we were always forced by our parents to learn a certain skill as a kid, whether it is useful or not. I, as a kid, did not escape this fate as well. In my early years, I was first getting in contact with the piano and also violin. Both for me were excruciatingly hard to learn. Later on, I went on to singing and then dancing. Well, besides the music and performance arts, my favorite was actually drawing. So this hobby still continues through my high school life, from simple doodles on my sketchbook and to 100% finished art pieces. So as any artist would know, or anyone who ever done drawing would know, I practice sketching, I practice the consistency of my lines. I will also practice drawing boxes, objects from different perspectives, matching colors in different circumstances, and so much more. And the process of doing so, which I'm very proud to say, was always heartwarming, because I can see my progress from 1-year-old to a 15-year-old right now who can do this. However, one day, a shocking news broke into my world. A new user barged into the internet and was able to create refined art pieces within 60 seconds. This new user was also able to win prizes from famous art competitions. So, as you might have already known or guessed, this new user is AI art. However, computer creating art isn't a new technology. Back in 1968, cybernetic serendipity was an exhibition in London, which their machines or computers can create art based on biological behaviors. Also, in 1973, a machine or computer named Aaron was able to create art pieces individually and had artistic choices on what to draw. And now, during 2000s, where technology blooms, more people have access to computer encoding, meaning that there's more computer-created art, such as digital art using iPads or computers, and AI art. So the methods AI uses while creating art is called the diffusion model. The computers can use this system to learn the latent structure of their data, which if they wanted to create an art pieces, they can deionize the data by also using Gaussian blur to reverse the diffusion process. So in simpler terms, it just means that this computer was able to learn the patterns of the art and patch them up together to create an art piece. So the first few pieces of AI art was less concentrated and blurred. So as you can see from the photo, the two portraits has distorted proportions. You cannot really see what's happening in their face. However, as more art pieces were tossed into the database, and the machines and computers were trained to recognize the pattern and create art pieces better, this is the artwork right now. As you can see, much more clear, concise, and detailed, and with so much better proportions than before. It ranges all the way from cartoon and anime to realistic and abstract. For another example, the Space Opera Theater. This award-winning piece, the author used AI art to generate it. As you can see, it depicts an opera in space, and the proportions, the lighting, and the huge circle in the middle, everything. It was so much better than the art before. Now, no matter how beautiful this might seem, AI art isn't simple as winning a competition, nor is it as beautiful as it seems from the outside. One of the major problems with AI art is the copyright infringement. So, as I explained before, in order for AI art to create defined art pieces, and in order for it to function, it requires a huge database. Now, where does the database come from? Does it just pop out from a random crack in the road, or do artists get paid for the art that they're doing? Unfortunately, both are not true. What actually happens is that the creators of the datasets will go onto the internet and find art created by humans and put it in the database. For example, platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, Lofter, anywhere an artist would post their art on. However, this is where the copyright infringement comes from. So in proper channels, the artist will be asked to cooperate with a huge company or a company. The company will ask the artist to create an art piece within how many days or within how many weeks or months. Depending on what the company wants is either a game or to be printed on their product. So anything a company will want. The company does not want to spend that much money, nor does it want to take months for a single project. So this is where AI art comes in. AI art has 100 or even thousands of times the efficiency of a normal artist, and compared to human artists, costs nothing. It can create art pieces within 20 seconds and just go on a website or go find a data set and create an AI generator yourself. So this is where companies can use AI art. For companies, it is a huge production save. However, for artists, this means job losses and the loss for their rights, because their arts are unrightfully and unethically stripped away from these websites without their consent or without even their recognition. So yes, and apart from the copyright infringement is also the loss of incentive and job opportunities for artists. Artists would not have spent years of their life just to create art pieces that is stripped away from their websites, from their accounts, into a huge data site, into an AI art generator. So for example, in the recent Nicki Minaj music video, if you look closely, the art being used is AI art. For the company, it seems like they save a lot of money. They don't have to hire that much artists to create animations. However, for artists, this means that the artwork they have been stolen from are been put into a huge generator for the company to make profit off from. This doesn't seem fair, right? Apart from the Nicki Minaj music video is also an animation company in Japan called WIT. This company also used AI generating things to replace some of the original jobs of artists. So for now, the impact only lasts on less incentive, only lasts on less job opportunities for artists to do what they want to do. However, if we allow this sort of situation to continue, what would happen is that in the future, less artists will be wanting to choose creating art as a career. Or even worse circumstances, less people will want to choose art as a hobby anymore because AI art could just replace every single part of it. Now you may ask, how does this even matter to us? It looks the same to us and it doesn't even mean anything to us, so why would it even care? Unfortunately, this is true. For the viewers of art, it doesn't necessarily matter who created it, as long as it is high quality and it means something to them. But this makes a difference for the artists. The artists in this case are the ones being harmed of their rights, and we are the one that we should protect their rights for the artist instead of supporting AI art who is committing this. So to better help you understand what it means for the incentive of artists and the motivation of artists behind drawing art, I'll show you a few set of pictures. So this is an artwork between a human created art and an AI created one. And in your hearts, I will want you to compare it and think which one you like better. This is the first one. The keywords I put in are a night city and purple lights. I believe you already have an answer right now. For this one, I put in the keywords for angel, light, and wings. Continuing. For this one, I put in a girl, two swords, fighting. Finally, for this one, I just typed in recreate the oil painting by John Vermeer, a girl with pearl earrings. And final one is I searched in a girl, blue hair, bangs, and ponytail. So from these few set of pictures, I would believe most of you or every one of you would pick the one on the right. Why? Because that one is generated by AI art within 20 seconds and is the concentrated version of thousands and not if millions of artists' work put into a concentrated picture. And unfortunately, the left one is my art, which compared to AI art on the right, absolutely sucks. So if you see the difference between AI generated art, who only lived for a few years, even for now like a few months, and me who lived on planet Earth for 15 years and is not able to compete with AI art. So what is my incentive of doing this anymore? If in the future everything is just going to be replaced by AI? Well, this is not exactly true. There's something that AI art lacks. Is it the messed up hand proportions? Is it the messed up body proportions? No, there's something more that AI art lacks. In which I believe what AI art really lacks is creativity and the ability to create art on its own. So as you can see in the previous photos, I've been trying to recreate what I've been doing. However, every single art piece looks exactly different from what I expected. This shows that what is in your mind only belongs to you. AI art cannot help you create the art piece you want just by putting the words in it. Nor can AI art create an art piece based on its likings, its interest, or anything that it wants to do. It is just creating art based on coding. And now, for even an extreme example how AI art cannot understand what I'm talking about is I searched a girl bangs, ponytail, and sticking out her tongue. And this does not look remotely close to sticking out a tongue. AI art does not have the ability to comprehend what I'm trying to do, nor even have the ability to read my mind and see what I'm actually trying to draw. This is what AI art lacks. Now, going to my final question, is AI art going to last as long as we think it will? I do not know. But what I do know is that the process of human art is irreplaceable. The majority of users for AI art are people who follow trends. For example, on TikTok, people will use the anime AI generator to see which characters they are in another world. However, this also means that their customers are not loyal. Once the trend of AI art goes away, less people are willing to use AI art anymore. And this, however, does not mean the significance of real art decreased by any bit. For us artists or art enjoyers or people who do art, every brushstroke we use, what we remember is not the 20 seconds of clout we get from posting on a line, but the 20 days, 20 months, and 20 years of experience from drawing and to getting what we have here. It's just like food. When I was a kid, I loved my mother's dish, sweet and sour ribs. And every time my mother would cook it for me, I would feel happy and I would remember the feeling of home. However, if I eat sweet and sour ribs in a restaurant made or a vacuum sealed sweet and sour ribs, it will be the exact difference. It would definitely not replace the feeling I have, or definitely even replicate the feeling I have while eating my mother's sweet and sour ribs. The meaning of the dish is not by how beautiful or how good it tastes, but by the story and meaning behind it. Similarly, AI art is just a mass producer of vacuum-sealed art. Every time I pick up my pen and start drawing, the proud feeling I get and the experience I get will never be replaced. Finally, AI art is just a phrase and we will get over it. Thank you.